Alison Moyet, Is This Love? Good to have your company tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Another Hall of Fame read for you in about 5 minutes' time, if you'd like to dive in by naming the month of the year, the colour of the rainbow, and the names of one of those 7 dwarves, all on one piece of paper with no letters repeated. Let's cross live to Mexico now and say, well, for us, good morning, Caro. How are you doing?
Actually, it's good afternoon. I'm okay. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. So what time do you have there?
It's 20 to 7 right now.
Okay, cool. And whereabouts in Mexico are you exactly?
I'm in a town, in a city called Aguascalientes, which is right bang in the middle of Mexico.
I'm pleased you said that, because someone's just posted on my Facebook wall here saying, listing in a small town in Mexico called, and I was rehearsing my pronunciation, but it was going to be rubbish, to be honest. So how do you say it again?
Aguascalientes.
Brilliant.
It means hot waters.
And why is it called hot waters?
I've got no idea, actually.
So there are no springs or anything there, then, as far as you know?
No, they've got like a bath, baths with hot water in them.
Oh, like a spa?
Yeah, like a spa, but it comes naturally from the ground.
Could you just do
it's more like...
Sorry, Caro, go again.
It's like, like springs.
Okay, cool. Now, can you just do a bit of a recap for us of your history? Because you are an expat in a way, though you started in Mexico, but you lived in the UK for a while. Can you just explain that?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's really all my dad's fault. When I was like 7-ish, he decided that he wanted to do a master's degree on ergonomics. And that was like not popular here in Mexico, and in England it was kind of having a boom. So he went over there to get started on his master's degree. And after like 6 months, the family decided it wasn't, a good situation for us to be alone. So we went there on holiday and ended up staying for 5 years.
And whereabouts in Britain were you?
I lived in Loughborough.
The lovely town of Loughborough. And did you enjoy your years there?
Yeah. I actually miss England so much. I really want to go back. It was difficult because I had growing up, adolescence in the way, slamming doors, shouting at my mum, like that. But the usual stuff.
Yeah, sure. So then you moved back to Mexico, and what?
Yeah.
I mean, we mentioned that you're sitting in a radio station at the moment. So are you a radio presenter?
Yeah, I actually came. My first contact with radio was actually in Radio Leicester. It was a program called Weekdays with Waldo, and I remember
Yes.
calling in, being a fan. And when I came back to Mexico with, knowledge of how to speak English, I always said I was never going to be an English language teacher, which is what I am. And, working at a radio station just came by, it was like a surprise that life had in store for me.
So you have a dual existence as an English language teacher and a radio host as well?
I do. I've had that dual existence for like 10 years now.
And do the two work well together?
They do, because knowing how to speak English here in Mexico opens a load of doors for you. However, I've got to share this with you. Having a British accent hasn't been so easy sometimes.
In what way?
Mexico's close to the US, and we've got loads of relationship with them, and loads of Mexicans actually go over to the US and have more contact with American accent than with British.
Yes.
So when I'm their teacher, or when they hear me here on the radio, they're like, "That sounds very strange." Some people have actually been quite nasty about it.
Really? About you having a British accent?
Yeah, but they don't identify it as a British accent. I don't know why some people have said I speak like an African American.
No, I don't think so. I don't think your accent is pretty well impeccable, I'd have thought, really.
No, I've had that. It's happened to me twice now, being a radio host here in the city, because I'm not originally from here. But being an English language teacher, you get that all the time. It's like, I don't want a teacher with a British accent. I want somebody with an American accent. And after like a month or two, they say, "Yeah, we love you. Please never go away." Just
tell them it's the English language they're learning. And remind them of that, Caro.
Yeah, I do.
It's not the American language, it's the English language. That's what you need to say.
Right. And it's actually world Englishes now.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you have an alter ego too, don't you?
I do. Oh my goodness, surprise. Yeah, I'm actually hosting a show in English here in Aguascalientes, and Lena is the host in English and Caro is the host in Spanish. So it's fascinating.
So you switch between them?
Yeah, we have a federal communication law here in Mexico that doesn't allow any broadcast to be 100% in a foreign language.
Right.
So at the end of every time when I speak in English, I have to go on and speak in Spanish too.
That's fascinating. That I mean, thank goodness I don't have to do that, Caro. That would be very, very confusing.
I was going to have you come over to Mexico and do that on my show.
Well, I'm more than happy to come over and do the English bit. The Spanish bit would be completely unintelligible. In fact, there are people that would say the English bit wouldn't be so great either.
Well, you should try having a conversation with Lena and Caro at the same time, interacting with each other. That really drives you bonkers.
I can well imagine. Can you just fill me in on I want to get a feel for the town that you're in at the moment. What is it like? Is it quite modern? Is it quite an old town? What's the climate like? Just tell me all about the town you're in.
Well, Aguascalientes is going to be 436 years old this month. There's actually going to be a festival here. It's quite a small town compared to most Mexican cities. Mexican City, Guadalajara or León, which is where I'm originally from. That's my hometown. People are very nice. It's modern. Yeah, it's modern. But at the same time, it's still quiet. It's not like Mexico, the capital city. No way, not like that at all.
Okay. So, I mean, do you have a good nightlife there? If you want to go out after work, are the places to go?
Yeah, there's some very nice cozy places where you can go to. Loads of restaurants here. There's loads of clubs which actually open from Wednesday up until Saturday. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice actually.
And when I imagine Mexico, and I've never been to Mexico, but whenever I imagine Mexico, I imagine it being really quite hot. Is it hot at the moment?
Dean, could you just hold on 10 seconds for me? Can I come back?
No, I'll tell you what. You go, because I'm going to play a tune by Michael Bublé. So you go and do what you need to do, and I'll come back to you in a moment. All right? It's Dean Jackson live with you for this Saturday morning now, as it is. We're talking to Caro, who's our expat. She's on the radio in Mexico at the same time, and we can't do a two-way link up because a lot of our listeners are Spanish and they make absolutely nothing of this at all, so we can't do it two-way, but she's between records she's talking to us and I'm very grateful to her for it. If you'd like to get in touch tonight for your late night teaser, here's the final time I will mention the question for you, and I'll have a final Hall of Fame read in about 5 minutes time. If you'd like to get into it, here's the question. On a piece of paper I've written down here a month of the year, a colour of the rainbow, and the names of one of Snow White's 7 dwarfs. No letter is used more than once on that piece of paper. No letter is there more than once. Name the month of the year, the colour of the rainbow, it's not pink because that's not one of the colours of the rainbow, and the name of the dwarf as well. It's not snowy because snowy doesn't exist, there's no such dwarf. So what are they then? The month, the colour of the rainbow, and the name of the dwarf as well. No letters repeated, please. 0370 143 1333 to get into the Hall of Fame. When you text, it's 81333 starting your message with the word Dean, or email dean.jackson@bbc.co.uk. Here's the song that always reminds me of pizza for some reason. Michael Bublé, Haven't Met You Yet.
I'm not surprised, not everything lasts. I've broken my heart.
Michael Bublé and
I just haven't met you yet.
Hello to Reese, who's on the Facebook page at the moment, and Carla, who's talking to me on Facebook as well. If you're on Facebook tonight, Dean Jackson DJ is where you'll find my page. There's also the famous Dean Jackson Jigsaw Challenge on there as well. If you look for that on the left-hand side there, try and complete the 30-piece jigsaw in 2 minutes. If you manage to do it, your name will pop up on my screen here, and I will hail you a genius. On the subject of which, these people now going into the Hall of Fame for the late-night teaser. Annie and Arnold, well done to you. Chris and Sheila from Brockmore, well done. You've gone through as well. Diane in Kidsgrove. Maxine, who's driving her Arctic on the M1 back to Wakefield. Thank you, Maxine. Well done on getting it right. And thanks for the kisses as well. Howard in Hucknall now going into the Hall of Fame. Jackie in Crewe. Well done, Jackie. And hello to Adam, who's just finished his ice hockey training for tonight and is on the way home. Adam, good to hear from you. Thanks for the text with a big smiley face as well. And I hope the training went very well for you. On the email, hello to Richard at the moment, emailing dean.jackson@bbc.co.uk. Rich is at work in Derby tonight. Rich, thanks for your email. I hope the night's not dragging for you, and well done on getting into my Hall of Fame. And Dave in Mablethorpe as well. Caro, you there?
Yeah, I'm listening to everything you say.
Well, thank you for doing that. It's good to have you there. So just to quickly recap, you started in Mexico, you came to Loughborough for a few years, you went back to Mexico. Where would you like to be for the next few years? Are you happy in Mexico, or would you like to get back to the UK?
I love my country. I love Mexico. It's wonderful, but I really do want to go back to the UK. I would like to pursue a master's degree or a PhD, something like what my dad did. But, it's quite difficult. It's very far away. Got family now, but, difficult but not impossible.
No, where there's a will, there's a way, I think, really. Maybe you could do a distance course. I know it wouldn't be the same as being back in Britain, but maybe you could do something like that.
I have to go back to Britain because I want to supersize my favourite meal.
Which is?
Chicken tikka.
That famous British dish, chicken tikka.
It's not really British, but I also like apple crumble with custard.
Oh, that's really British, yeah.
Yeah, and what else? Well, fish and chips, bought from the corner. But I actually miss British food.
There's been lots of talk of English chocolates tonight, actually, with people listening overseas saying you don't get chocolate like you get in Britain anywhere else in the world. Do you agree with that?
I remember the taste of British chocolate. I miss Bounty. Is that, still fancy? But I have to say Mexican chocolate is probably as good as it gets.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when you come back, you need to bring me a bar across, if that's all right, Caro.
I'll bring you a bar of what?
Any kind of chocolate. Chocolate would be great.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna take you some mole, which is a Mexican meal made with chocolate.
What, like the main course is chocolate?
No, it's actually part of the ingredients, but actually British people like to call it chocolate sauce, but it's got nothing to do with chocolate sauce. It's kind of spicy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what sort of weekend do you have planned then? Are you working across the weekend there, Caro?
Yeah, I actually teach at a English language teaching degree course at a very kind of strong school here in Mexico. And then I've got my radio show from 12 to 2. And then I've got to go back again and do some more teaching. And that's about it.
You're not going to have much of a weekend there?
No, I'm actually a workaholic.
Well, combining teaching and radio, you would have to be, I guess.
Yeah, you know what I think? And I keep saying this all the time to my friends and to my radio listeners. What more can I ask for? I've got a lovely job, got loads of friends, and I actually get paid for it. I mean, what kind of life could be better than this?
Exactly that, exactly. Tell me about Mexican music, because I'm fascinated by music. Do you have, do American tracks tend to invade your chart there, or do you manage to have a strong Mexican scene itself?
We've got a strong Mexican scene, but, teens nowadays, with all of the communication we've got through the internet and technology, they do listen to a lot of music in English. And what's funny is that actually teenagers, even as young as 10 years old, are actually listening to the kind of music you guys play there. I've been listening to your musical playlist, and they like that. They like it a lot. But Mexican music is very strong. There's something we call grupera, which is like grupera. And it has a strong rhythm, and that's kind of music for the masses. We have festivals of this kind of music, and you'll have 140,000 people going to, that kind of festival and dancing and singing and, drinking beer and all that stuff.
Well, look, Caro, I have to go now because I've only got 3 more minutes before I disappear into the ether, but this has been an absolute delight for me. Could we do this again sometime?
Anytime. You have to do the same for me soon.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to do that. Caro, bless you. Thank you very much indeed. And say the name of your town one more time, because I love the way you say it.
Aguascalientes.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I'm going to practice that for the next time I talk to you.
All right, have a lovely night.
You too. Thank you, Caro. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, you too.
Live from Mexico, no less. Wow. One more mention for Dawn, who's emailing. Oh, it's a long email, Dawn. I'll try and squeeze it in before I disappear, from lovely Llangollen. The conundrum tonight, your late night teaser, the colour blue, the month May, and the dwarf Doc. So blue, May and Doc is what we were looking for. If you got it right, well done on getting to the Hall of Fame, and I'm sorry if I didn't get to mention you in the end. There'll be another late night teaser for you just after midnight next Saturday morning. We go out with Coldplay now.
When she was just a girl, she expected the world, but it flew away from her reach, so she ran away in her sleep.